Hi Scorpio, welcome to your February 2024 Astro Tarot Scope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, these readings are for your Sun, Moon and Ascendant sign, though if you're only going to watch one, make sure it's for your Ascendant or your Rising sign, as it's also known. It's going to be the most accurate for you on that day-to-day level. Now, with that said, remember they're general readings. Not everything's going to resonate with everybody. That is just fine. You should always use your own discernment. And for those of you that would like to know, I am using whole sign tropical Western astrology. And if ever I don't mention the degree at which a transit is happening, although you'll know all of these ones today, I always put them in the link, in the description box below, so you can check that out as well. All right, along with the dates. Now, with that said, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity, and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So, cast your mind back to January of 2024. On the 21st of January. Yes, this is your February reading before anyone gets in the comments with their stupidness, right? We ain't got time, okay? This is for February, but Pluto is the power player this month, right? There's no getting around it. Your modern ruling planet, Pluto, is coming back, or is in the sign of Aquarius and entered on the 21st of the month. Now, cast your mind back to March 7th of 2023. For about 6 to 8 weeks, Pluto was in the sign of Aquarius. So you had a good taste, or a little bit of a cheat's taste of what this transit was likely to bring you, what it was likely to be about for you. Now, with that said, you're getting a longer taste of it. It's going to be in Aquarius now for a good while, and then on the September the 8th, it will dip back into Capricorn for not even a full 2 months, and then November 20th, it comes back into Aquarius for the next 20 years. This is a big deal for all of us. It's a power player transit right now. That being said, and this is all happening in your 4th house, as a lot of this stuff is this month. So your 4th house is your home, family, property, real estate. It's your parents, usually like your mum, although in some charts it tends to be that the mum is, so in most charts it's mother is 4th house, father is 10th house. In some charts, though, I've observed that actually the father is the 4th house and the mother is the 10th. Now, that being said, your 4th house is also your deep emotional makeup. It's the energy from the lines that created you, your heritage, your ancestry. It's also the house of your hidden treasure, the stuff about you that isn't necessarily commonplace or known by everything. The 4th house is very much about soul, and, the 12th house and the 8th house are very much about psyche as well, but soul and psyche, you're talking about your 4th house. Now, Pluto, as you well know, is about power and control and secrets. It's about money, usually big money at that. It rules you and your ascendant. It rules your sign, right? It's the modern ruler of Pluto. And so this is powerful. You are Pluto. Pluto is you. You're going to be feeling this that much more than everybody else in the zodiac, aside from Aquarius, because that's, it's happening in their sign. Now, that being said, as I say, your 4th house is a very deep energy in the chart. On the 5th of the month, Mercury, the planet of communication, conversation, interaction, skill sets, websites, phone calls, your phone, your car, all of that stuff is all Mercury ruled, right? As is money. Mercury rules money. Now, Mercury for you rules your 11th house of your friendships, social circles, your larger social networks, and your group associations, as well as your higher aspirations, goals, visions, and dreams for the future. It also rules Gemini, which for you occupies your 8th house, right? The 8th house is a house that you know a lot about because yours is the 8th sign of the zodiac. This is a natural sort of habitat for you, which is about, trauma and crisis and conflict and challenge, but it's also about the taboos, sex, death, sex, death, power, control, other people's money, finances and resources, debts, taxes, loans, mortgages, all of that is 8th house stuff. In your home and family sector, Pluto now comes in and it gets you to really focus on things there. Who you're living with, how you live there. This could bring to light some kind of property matter and their financial implications for you. I actually really like this for going really deep into your family history. Things like genealogy reports could happen right now and you could get some really amazing results. It could also be that you start to address some of the deep hurt or wounds or traumas, 8th house, Mercury, right? And Mercury is communication, right? So this could be that you're talking about this either with a family member, maybe with the mother, right? Now, I'm just going to say this, and first of all, if you've been with me long enough, you know I am a staunch supporter of women and empowering them and looking after them and making sure that they are exalted and revered. Why? Because they're the life bringers. Whichever way you want to slice it, I don't give a fuck what your pronouns are. I really don't care about any of that stuff. If you are here, unless you are, I've forgotten the proper name for it, but unless you were born outside of the womb, in the old, I said in the olden days, when we were younger, they used to call it a test tube baby, right? I think that's quite offensive still, so I try not to use that term. But unless you were born outside of a womb, you have a mother, right? You were born from a woman, period, right? Get used to it. That's just the cold hard facts of the whole thing, right? And I really don't care who I upset with that statement. That is the truth of it. If you have a mother, you should respect her. Now, on the other side of that coin, a conversation that a lot of people are really not ready to have is the one about toxic mothers, right? I could go to town on this. And it's a conversation that, everyone's, toxic masculinity and rah, rah, rah. People don't really want to address the toxic femininity that exists in the world. They don't want to address the fact that there are some really fucking toxic mothers out there, right? Who a lot of people have suffered at the hands of, right? Now, all of that said, you could be having these kinds of conversations that could lead to some very deep healing. Through conversations. Mercury, the ruler of your 8th house, Gemini is a communications house as well, the house of trauma and conflict and challenge and all of that, right? And your deep psychological makeup. You could be addressing these things now. This is a time of things coming to the surface that provide healing and maybe, very likely, provide a lot of clarity as well. It won't be light, it won't be easy. Now, as a Scorpio, maybe you're having a conversation with your own mother about their brand of toxicity or the traumas or the challenges that they've left you with over a lifetime to work through. It's, and this is the thing, like, you can still love someone, but acknowledge who they actually are and how they've really treated you. You can do both. Both things can be true, right? There's that statement that flies around on the internet. Like, it can be both true that your parents loved you and wanted the same for you, and that actually they gave you a really hard, shitty life. Both of these statements can be absolutely true. That is just the way of it. Now, Mercury ruling the 8th and the 11th houses for you, it means there's a possibility that a conversation around friendship or money, maybe even a conversation about how you have felt alienated from the family unit in some way could come up. And this is a moment of acknowledgement, right? So this could go a very long way to doing or creating some really powerful healing shifts for you. Now, if 90% of you haven't, left your device to come and pitchfork me and camp up out of my door for what I said earlier about all of us having a mother and whatnot, if you're still here and still watching this and not out here trying to cancel me not even 10 minutes into my video, thank you for staying and listening, right? Your tarot aspect of this, you got the 9 of Cups. What a beautiful card to have for this. You literally couldn't ask for any more. The 9 of Cups is healing, right? So whatever these conversations are, they could be very cathartic for you. They could be really cleansing and really healing for you. With the 10 of Swords, is it going to be easy healing? Is it going to be light and fluffy? You're a Scorpio. You take a guess. Then you've got the 3 of Cups. This could create not only healing not only could you, this is like a healing crisis, right? This is, you know, like if you've ever had a massage, your massage therapist will say, you know, tomorrow you probably feel quite tender. It might even feel worse, but then the day after that, you're out there doing backflips and cartwheels. That Three of Cups, there is potential here for reunions, reconciliation, but it will take those hard conversations. And who better than a Scorpio, right? If there's any sign that can handle the tough stuff, I would say Scorpio and actually Aquarius are built for it. You know, so you've kind of got to, even though this energy is squaring to your own sign, I actually think this could be quite decent for you. Now, as if that wasn't enough, that's only the first transit. On the 13th of the month, Mars, your ancient ruling planet. So in old astrology, Mars ruled Scorpio. It was the nighttime domicile or sign, or the feminine sign of Mars, right? Each planet had a duality to it. Mars also for you rules your 6th house of your physical health and vitality and your body. But all of this is happening in the 4th, in your emotional sector, right? So your emotions right now could really be having a massive effect on your physical health and vitality. This combination of Mars, your ancient ruler, and Pluto, your modern ruler, is powerful, right? This is your body, your health, your physical health and vitality, your day-to-day experience, but also this is you, your body, your outlook and your mind. Because it's your ancient ruler and the ruler of your 6th, the combination is is these two. It's powerful. And this combination can be quite explosive on its own. It can be like a really intense moment of something bubbling over. What I'll also say here as well, this powerful emotional energy that is coming from within you, use it. Do something with it, because otherwise it's going to use you, and how it comes out or explodes out of you may not be how you want it to be, right? So I have to say, for you, get proactive about this. Do something with it. I also wouldn't be surprised if you discover at this time something in or around the home that could potentially be hazardous to health or dangerous in some way. Now, because it's Aquarius, and Aquarius is ruled, in modern astrology at least, is ruled by Uranus, I will say, if this is something to do with the electricals, unless you are a trained professional, please leave it alone. Outsource, get someone to sort it, right? Don't try to put yourself in any risk. This could also be that you discover, I mean, it's Mars, so it's probably likely to be, maybe you realize like the corner of your kitchen units are actually really freaking sharp, and one fall into it could cut or split something. It could be that maybe the cooker is way too hot, or the boiler is heating the water to a much too higher temperature. Because it's Mars, we're looking for those Martian things, right? Mars is passion, energy, excitation. Mars rules lasers, scalpels, knives, fire, all of that kind of stuff, heat, flame, all of that. That's all Martian stuff. So watch out for this around this time, around, I would say 3 days before, 3 days before, the day of, and 3 days after, because it's Mars. I would say, you'll feel this coming and you might watch it going. Now, acknowledge your emotional self, because again, you could blow up at somebody that you care for and then feel really bad about it. It could also be that the home is costing money at this time, that more money than maybe you expected right now. For this, you've got the Three of Wands with the Hermit card and the Eight of Cups. So there is a chance here that something really powerful bubbles up from the emotional self. And that Hermit card with the Eight of Cups, the best way for you to understand this, or to really work with it or get to grips with it, is by taking some time out and spending some time alone. That is actually how you move forward. And this isn't to say that your partner isn't going to want to support you or to help you. It's not any of that. But this is very much about you. This is about yourself, how you feel, what you feel, all of that kind of stuff, right? Now, as if that wasn't enough, right? We're only 2 bloody transits in at this point. Mars and Venus, the celestial lovers come into a conjunction at, I think it's around 7 degrees. This is in your 4th house, home, family, property, real estate, etc. But this is your ancient ruler coming into a connection with his lover, Venus, which for you rules your 12th house, past, privacy, hidden self, the part of you that is not visible, etc. And it also rules your 7th house of relationships, partnerships, significant other, one-to-one connections, whether these are personal, professional, or platonic. Now, all of this happening in your 4th house, because it's only 7 degrees, technically, this is still considered a conjunction for Pluto because it's such a power player. Your ancient ruler coming into a conjunction with, Mars and Venus coming together. If you are single, you know what I'm going to say, right? Because your 12th house and your past and privacy is indicated. An old lover could come back from the past. Could be, right? For a lot of you, you're going to be like, listen, closed for business as far as you're concerned. No, thank you. Right? It really is about relationships, and this could translate into sexy dreams, dreaming of a past lover. And if you're so inclined, some of you might be getting messages in your dreams or in your sleep about a partner who is coming in for you. These two are celestial lovers in some way, so it's a welcome energy in that regard because it's action and connection. Venus is also bringing a soothing or a healing balm here, so where maybe stuff around the home or around the family has been really activated, this can go a long way to soothing that for you. Where especially where familial situations are around, or as I talked about earlier, they could be relaxing and easing up at this time. All right, Venus brings a smoothing over wherever she goes. Now, that's that. As if that wasn't enough, on the 28th of the month, the Sun, Mercury, and Saturn is already in there and has been there for a while, are also coming into a conjunction at around 10 degrees of Pisces. This for you is in your 5th house of pleasure, joy, romance, creativity, children if you have them. The Sun for you rules your career. Mercury rules your 11th house of friends, social circles, etc., but also your 8th house of other people's money and resources. And then Saturn for you rules your 3rd house of communications and also your 4th house of home, family, property, and real estate. This conjunction could reveal to you where a personal endeavor or business of some sort becomes, where you could... This could be through your career, absolutely, that's possible. But it could just as easily be through your, it could be a financial consideration for your future where you're kind of weighing up the options to say, I don't know how to proceed here, but I know that something needs to shift or something needs to change. Because you've got Saturn in the mix, it's probably likely not to be such a quick fix. It might be something that takes a lot of mental focus and clarity and really a solid structure or a solid plan for you to move forward here in some regard. And then finally, because it is the 5th house, if you've got children, they could actually show up as a support energy here for you, especially where financial matters are considered in some regard. So I really like that for you. Now, for this, nearly forgot, you've got the King of Pentacles. There's definitely a financial and even a professional sphere to this. King of Pentacles is usually an earth sign person, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. You've got this with the 9 of Pentacles. Okay, love that. And then the 5 of Pentacles. So the message behind this, because you've got such a powerful energy, of everything that's going on, that 5 of Pentacles on top of the 9, you're being asked to really look here at where you're being frivolous with your funds, your money and your resources, or where you are shouldering the responsibility or footing the bill for something that actually isn't yours to carry. Because the Taurus energy through the King of Pentacles is also highlighted with that 9 of Pentacles, you might be looking here at new work, new job opportunities that come up, but again, there's no easy fix here. It's not quick and sort of like bam, you get what you want or you desire and it just shows up for you off the drop of a hat. Okay, so for your lunations on the 9th of February, you are going to have the annual Aquarius New Moon. Right, now again, this is in your 4th house. This is a fresh start in the family, home, family, property, real estate, your deep emotional self. Through a lot of the stuff that is going to happen this month, through some of these big, hard, potentially conversations that happen, you could be finding a new sense of freedom in some regard, right? This could come in and you might think to yourself, wow, okay, you know what, there is, even though this hasn't been easy, I feel that this is a do-over. I'm starting again. I'm able to start again. Your Human Design Oracle deck card for your new moon, okay, so that one seems to want out, is the Gate 21 and Control. So this is going to show you when it comes to home, family, property, real estate, etc., where you're not in control, but it's also going to show you where you need to relinquish control over to someone or something else. And this is hard for you, Pluto, because of Pluto, right? And also because of Mars. It's hard. Yours is the sign of power and control. And to hand that over to somebody, it's not easy. And it also, you know, to... for once, I finally got to the filter. Handing over control to somebody else is not always easy, all right? But I think this month, this new moon will show you how to get into that give and take flow state. On the 24th of the month, we will have the Virgo full moon in your 11th house of friendships, goals, higher aspirations, visions, and dreams. And for this, you've got the Gate 17 and opinions. And the message behind this combo is that, you know, giving your, first of all, your power over to another person. When it comes to your friends, you could see where maybe you have allowed peer pressure to really do too much, and it could see you getting really honest with yourself about where you need to come back to yourself. All right, so with that said, it's going to be an interesting month. If you would like to get your personal Astro Tarot scope with me, you can do that on the link in the description box below. As I'm releasing these, if you want to learn to read tarot, you want to learn to do it like me, you can do so on the links in the description box below as well. There are only 20 spaces at this point. If you're watching this on the day that I put it out, there are only 16 spaces left. This is the day after that I launched the enrollment, and there are, I think there's 9 or 10 days left of enrollment. So if you want to get your space, you can do so on the link in the description box below. All right, with that said, take care, and I'll see you soon.